Let us begin a journey through the islands of Southeast Asia, a mosaic of emerald jungles, volcanic spines and waters, so clear they blur the line between sea and sky. Here coral gardens bloom beneath the waves, coconut palms sway to rhythms older than memory. We will drift through archipelagos untouched by time, stand on sandbars that vanish with the tide, dive into worlds where sea turtles glide and manta rays dance in silence, climb forested peaks that once echoed with fire and still hum with the breath of the earth. Are you ready to wander with me? Not just across islands, but through realms where solitude feels sacred, where every sunrise paints a promise, and where beauty lingers, not in grandeur but in the hush between waves. Komodo Island, Indonesia. Komodo Island breathes with the ancient. Its dry hills roll like the backs of sleeping beasts, and in the brush, real dragons stir. The Komodo fierce, forked-tongued and prehistoric rules this rugged island with slow, deliberate steps. Yet beyond the myth, the island stuns with its contrasts. Pink beach blushes under the sun, where crushed coral turns the shore to rose. Underwater, a kaleidoscope unfolds. Coral gardens, manta rays, turtles drifting with the current. The land is parched, but the sea is alive. Hike to the island's heights, and you'll find silence only broken by wind and bird call. This place feels like the edge of the world, raw, untamed, and powerful. Komodo is not for the faint-hearted. It reminds you that nature came long before us and will remain long after. Here you are the guest. Walk with awe. Sumbawa, Indonesia. Sumbawa is wild wind and rolling waves, a frontier carved by salt and solitude. Here surfers chase perfection on remote breaks like Lakey Peak, where the reef curls water into thunder. Mount Tambora looms inland, a sleeping giant once fierce enough to darken skies across the globe. Its crater now holds silence and mist, a reminder of nature's power and mercy. Villages cling to the coast, life unfolding slowly, nets drying in sun, children laughing by wooden boats. Horses roam the hills, a legacy of island tradition. Unlike its neighbors, Sumbawa remains largely untouched. The beaches stretch long and empty, the roads narrow and open. Fishermen greet with quiet smiles. This island is for those who seek the raw, not comfort, but clarity. Here the ocean writes its own story, and you just passing through are lucky to read a line. Palawan, Philippines. Palawan is not just an island, it's an epic told in limestone and light. Stretching along the Sulu Sea, it dazzles with its purity, jungle-cloaked peaks, karst cliffs, and water so clear it turns boats into shadows. In El Nido, cliffs rise like stone cathedrals above secret lagoons. In Coron, shipwrecks sleep beneath the sea, now homes to coral and fish. And beneath the earth, the Puerto Princesa underground river carves a silent path through ancient rock. Villages pulse with kindness, the scent of grilled fish, and the rhythms of island life. Every corner offers something sacred, wild, unspoiled, and utterly unforgettable. Boracay, Philippines. Boracay dances. Its shores are powder white, soft as ash, curving around aquamarine shallows where sailboats drift like brushstrokes. White beach hums from sunrise to starlight. Morning swims, afternoon cocktails. Fire dances beneath a velvet sky. The island buzzes with life, laughter, music, waves lapping against the shore. But there is quiet too. Hidden coves and palm-fringed trails. Sunset views from Puka Beach. Mornings when the sea is still and time feels paused. Boracay is small, but it moves in rhythm with tide, with music, with joy. It may be known for its energy, but what lingers most is its lightness, the way it wraps you in warmth and says stay a little longer. Nusa Penida, Indonesia. Nusa Penida feels wild and elemental, a jagged island off Bali's coast, where cliffs drop like knives into turquoise sea. Kelingking Beach curls below like a T-Rex spine carved by time. The ocean crashes far below, unreachable but thunderous. The roads twist through dry hills and quiet temples. Palms sway in solitude. At Broken Beach, waves bore through stone carving natural arches. Angel's Billabong glows emerald in the morning light, a tidal pool kissed by sky. Life here is raw. Wind howls across ridges. Sunlight sharpens the landscape into silhouettes. Yet beauty thrives in these edges. Manta rays dance in crystal bays, and local prayers echo through humble shrines. Nusa Penida is not polished, it's primal. It asks you to climb to sweat to feel awe. It's not for watching, it's for being small. Gili Islands, Trawangan, Meno Air, Indonesia. The Gili Islands are 3 dots in the sea, Gili Trawangan, Gili Meno, and Gili Air, each with its own rhythm, all wrapped in reef and sun. No cars, no motorbikes, just bicycles and bare feet on sandy paths. Sea turtles glide just offshore. Hammocks swing between palms. Days blur into salt-kissed peace and music under the stars. Gili Trawangan is the liveliest, full of energy diving schools and sunset parties. Gili Meno, the quiet heart, offers honeymoon solitude and slow motion time. Gili Air, somewhere in between, hums with mellow charm and island smiles. The water here is impossibly clear. Coral blooms beneath the surface and snorkelers drift for hours in warm embrace. It's not just about where you go, it's how deeply you can exhale. Bali, Indonesia. Bali is more than an island. It's a mood, a breath, a sacred rhythm of land and sea. Volcanoes rise behind emerald rice fields. Temples perch on cliffs above the roar of waves. The air is thick with incense and ocean mist. Known as the Island of the Gods, Bali pulses with spirituality. Offerings bloom on doorsteps. Gamelan music floats through palm-fringed villages. Surf crashes onto black sand shores as the sky melts into crimson at dusk. Bali isn't just a place to visit, it's a world to feel. A world where you move slowly barefoot and sun-kissed. Where each sunrise brings clarity and each sunset surrender. It is beauty and balance, chaos and calm, spirit and body, and once you've been, some part of you never leaves. Lombok, Indonesia. Lombok whispers where Bali sings. Here serenity wraps around every coastline and mountain path. Mount Rinjani, a sacred volcano, looms like a guardian, its crater lake shimmering in the clouds. Villages nestle among rice paddies. Traditional Sasak houses with thatched roofs glow golden in the morning light. The beaches Sengigi Selong Belanak and the surf-swept shores of the south stretch wide and unhurried. Unlike its neighbor, Lombok remains quieter, more contemplative. The sea sparkles with fewer boats. The air is filled with the soft rhythm of village life. Prayer calls, rustling palms, the hush of distant waves. Trekking Rinjani feels like a pilgrimage. Reaching the summit at dawn, watching the sky turn from ink to fire, you understand Lombok doesn't demand your attention. It simply waits until you're ready to notice. This is not escape, it is return. Sumatra, Indonesia. Sumatra is vast, wild and alive, a land of steaming jungles, smouldering volcanoes and lakes that shimmer with legend. At its heart lies Lake Toba, a volcanic crater so wide it feels like an inland sea with the tranquil island of Samosir at its center. Rainforests cloak the land home to rare orangutans, Sumatran tigers and elephant herds that move like whispers through the trees. In Bukit Lawang, treetop canopies sway with life. Volcanoes like Mount Sinabung rise from fertile plains, their slopes breathing quiet heat. The island pulses with tradition. Batak music echoes from wooden longhouses, cinnamon and coffee perfume the highland air. Roads wind through misty tea plantations and waterfalls plunge into deep green basins. Sumatra is a frontier of sensation. It offers no gloss, only truth, raw, humid, untamed. And in that truth you find wonder. Java, Indonesia. Java is a land of contrasts, ancient temples and teeming cities, volcanic fire and rice field calm. The island hums with life, motorbikes, markets, incense and smoke. At dawn, the silhouette of Borobudur rises in mist, the world's largest Buddhist temple, its stone stupas holding centuries of prayer. Not far, Mount Bromo, breathes clouds of ash into a sky streaked with orange. Trekking across its volcanic sands feels like stepping onto another planet. Java is densely populated yet deeply spiritual. In Yogyakarta, artists shape batik puppeteers, conjure myth and gamelan orchestras echo through the night. Mountains slice through the landscape, feeding rivers that nourish emerald paddies. The chaos of Jakarta contrasts with serene highland villages where time bends. Java doesn't pause, it invites you into its rhythm. To see its sacred and its struggle. It is history carved in stone and fire always becoming. Flores, Indonesia. Flores unfolds like a secret, one page at a time, one bend in the road revealing mountains, coastlines, and miracles of color. At its eastern crown sits Kelimutu, a volcano with 3 crater lakes that shift in hue, turquoise, black-green, changing with time, mystery, and mineral. Standing at the rim at sunrise feels like gazing into the soul of the earth. Drive west and you'll pass fishing villages, Catholic chapels, and terraced hills that glow golden in late afternoon. The sea sparkles in Labuan Bajo Gateway to Komodo, where boats rock gently and the sky opens wide. Flores is quiet but never still. Traditions pulse through its woven fabrics and ceremonial dances. Nature surrounds you untamed and cinematic. This is an island for seekers of wonder, of stillness, of stories told in smoke and salt. Here every journey feels like the beginning of another. Way Island, Indonesia. Way Island rests where the Andaman Sea meets the Indian Ocean, a tiny outpost at Indonesia's northwestern edge. Here land ends and silence begins. Off the coast of Aceh Way is rugged and serene. Dive beneath its waters, and the world turns radiant coral gardens, stretch like living tapestries, while reef sharks and eagle rays drift through cathedral blue depths. Above ground roads curve past volcanoes and jungle. Monkeys dart across the path. In Sabang the pace is unhurried, a cup of Acehni's coffee, the call to prayer, the scent of salt and rain. Kilometer Zero marks Indonesia's geographic start, but Way feels more like a quiet ending or a retreat into simplicity. No crowds, just nature and time. To visit Way is to disappear gently, to float, to breathe, to remember how it feels when the world is quiet. Mentawai Islands, Indonesia. The Mentawai Islands are rhythm and wave, a chain of jungle-draped isles off Sumatra's coast, famous among surfers as hallowed ground. Here barrels break with precision, rolling towards shores fringed by palm and reef. Surfers journey across oceans just to ride these swells, some of the cleanest, most consistent on Earth. But beyond the surf, the forest speaks. Deep inside Mentawai, shamans keep ancient ways alive. Tattoos mark lineage. Spirits dwell in trees and rivers. Tradition breathes in every movement, every chant. Villages are built on stilts above the jungle floor, smoke rising gently from sago hearths. Paths wind past waterfalls, monkeys call from the canopy, and the air holds the scent of rain and bark. Come for the swell, stay for the soul. Bangka Belitung Islands, Indonesia. Off the eastern coast of Sumatra, the Bangka Belitung Islands shimmer under a tropical sun. Their beaches are calm and surreal. White sands stretch wide beneath skies of cobalt punctuated by giant granite boulders sculpted by time. The sea is clear, dreamlike, a canvas of aquamarine and jade. Wooden fishing boats drift near the shore, their hulls painted in bright blues and reds. Inland rubber trees and tin mining echo the island's colonial past, yet the mood is peaceful. Villages remain slow and bright with smiling faces and colorful homes. Snorkelers explore coral gardens in the shallows. Photographers chase light across stone and sea, and everywhere the land feels generous, gentle, unhurried, kind. Bangka Belitung is not dramatic, it's poetic, a place where beauty doesn't shout, it whispers, and in those whispers you find stillness. Raja Ampat, Indonesia. Raja Ampat is where the ocean dreams. An archipelago of more than 1,500 islands, it floats off the northwest coast of Papua, untouched and otherworldly. Below the surface lies the richest coral reef system on Earth, over 1,500 species of fish, manta rays, turtles, and endless kaleidoscopic coral. Divers descend in reverence, swept into a world where life bursts in every direction. Above-cast islets rise from emerald water like green-topped towers. Villages perch on stilts, fishermen glide by in dugout canoes, and the sea glows even at dusk. Raja Ampat isn't just remote, it's sacred, a place where nature has not been trimmed or tamed, where the wild is worshipped. And in that stillness, the ocean teaches you how to marvel again. K Islands, Indonesia. The K Islands lie scattered like pearls in the far southeast of the Maluku chain, quiet, radiant, and rarely found on a map. Beaches here seem endless. At Ngoblot, the sand is so fine it slips between fingers like flour. The sea stretches in soft gradients of turquoise and silver touched only by breeze and passing boats. Inland time slows. Villages hum with tradition, fishing, weaving, storytelling. Churches and mosques stand side by side, surrounded by coconut trees and barefoot children. Wakatobi Islands, Indonesia. Wakatobi is a sanctuary beneath the waves. Located in southeast Sulawesi, This UNESCO-listed marine park shelters some of the world's most pristine coral reefs. Divers come from across the globe, drawn by clarity and biodiversity walls of coral, teeming with fish sea turtles drifting by colors so vivid they feel imagined. Above water, life is simple. Wooden homes balance on stilts above the tide. Villagers paddle dugout canoes through calm, glassy seas. The air smells of salt and sun-dried seaweed. Children laugh along piers. Nature reigns in quiet harmony. It is the kind of place you leave only in body. Part of you stays floating just below the surface. Camote Islands, Philippines. Camotes whispers simplicity. Tucked between Cebu and Leyte, this quartet of islands feels like a pause, unhurried, honest, and just far enough from noise. Life rolls gently here. Motorbikes hum past rice fields. Markets offer mangoes and fish. The beaches are wide and mostly empty where children dig and waves arrive like clockwork. Lake Danao stretches like a quiet inland sea. Caves hide under limestone hills. Sunset rides along the coast feel like postcards from another time. There's no glitter, no rush, just space to breathe, to float, to remember that joy doesn't need dressing. Camotes isn't about escape, it's about return to lightland and the long, slow day. Phuket, Thailand. Phuket dances with contrast, a place where golden beaches meet neon nights, where tranquil temples hide behind the pulse of Patong. Thailand's largest island is a mosaic buzzing market sprawling resorts, secret coves and sacred shrines. To the west, the Andaman Sea shimmers against white sand bays like Kata and Karon. To the east, mangroves and local villages whisper a slower rhythm. Old Phuket town surprises with Sino-Portuguese charm, vintage cafes and art-filled lanes. You can dive or dine, party or pray. Each visitor finds a version of Phuket that fits. For some, it's adventure jet skis and jungle zip lines. For others, it's a breeze on a balcony, watching boats drift towards sunset. Phuket is what you make of it, and always the sea is waiting. Koh Phi Phi, Thailand. Koh Phi Phi is cinematic, quite literally, made famous by Maya Bay and the beach. It's a dramatic blend of limestone cliffs, emerald lagoons, and youthful energy. The twin islands Phi Phi Don and Phi Phi Lay hold different moods. One parties under moonlight and palm trees. The other uninhabited stuns with silence and sea caves. Long tailboats glide between them like watercolor brushes. Climb to the Phi Phi viewpoint and watch the twin bays curve like a natural hourglass. Snorkel with reef fish in clear blue, or simply float where the water hugs you like silk. Despite its fame, Fifi still offers quiet corners early mornings before the boats come, or hikes into palm-shadowed forests. It's a place to feel alive, whatever that means for you. Siargao, Philippines. Siargao rides the rhythm of wave and wind. It is the Philippines' surf capital, where Cloud9 barrels roll onto wooden boardwalks and sea spray kisses every sunrise. But this teardrop-shaped island is more than just surf. Palm trees stretch endlessly. Rock pools reflect the sky. Lagoon waters at Sugba shimmer in shades only dreams remember. Time moves slowly here in the soft hum of a motorbike ride, the clink of glass in a beach bar, the hush of dusk in a mangrove. Siargao doesn't show off, it flows. It's not just about catching waves, it's about catching stillness between them. This is where the wild meets the soulful, where you come to play and end up staying. Camiguin, Philippines. Camiguin rises like a secret whispered by volcanoes. Shaped by 7 fiery peaks, this tiny island floats off Mindanao's coast, lush and mystical. Waterfalls pour from jungle walls, hot springs bubble in forest clearings, and on White Island, a sandbar with no trees, no shade, you stand surrounded by ocean and sky. Sunken Cemetery's cross marks the resting place of a town lost to eruption, now buried beneath coral and memory. Old churches crumble in overgrowth, holding stories in silence. Locals call it the island born of fire, but Camiguin's heat is gentle, healing, sacred. The air feels clean, the land feels alive. This is not a place for rush. It is for breath, for still waters and flickering candles, for learning that small doesn't mean simple, it means profound. Panglao Island, Philippines. Panglao is Bohol's bright companion, connected by bridge but touched with its own kind of calm. Alona Beach hums with warmth, soft sands, gentle waves, and boats bobbing like lazy commas on the horizon. Beneath the sea, coral gardens burst with life, perfect for snorkeling, glowing with sunlight and color. The island is small, but full resorts nestled under palms, dive shops lining the shore, and the taste of mango and grilled squid lingering in the air. But Panglao also holds quiet. Early mornings feel sacred. Sunsets pour gold across the sea. It's a place of balanced comfort, without excess beauty, without boasting. You come to rest, and you stay to feel. Quilon Island, Philippines. Quilon breathes with history. Once called the Island of No Return, it was a leper colony, a place of isolation, healing, and quiet resilience. But time has softened its edges. Now it is a sanctuary of serenity and memory. Its old hospital and museum whisper of courage. Church bells toll softly over red-tiled rooftops. The air is warm, the sea glass clear. Children laugh along narrow stone paths once walked in silence. Culion is not flashy. It doesn't need to be. Its beauty is layered in mangroves swaying with tide in gentle hills in the dignity of survival. It's where pain once lived and peace now grows, a gentle reminder that even islands can be reborn. Cebu, Philippines. Cebu is a crossroads of past and present adventure and rest, ocean and mountain. The island pulses with history and life. In its capital, echoes of Spanish churches and old forts stand amid the bustle. Outside the city, nature takes over. Waterfalls like Kawasan tumble through jungle, while canyoneering adventures lead to hidden pools of jade. In Oslo, whale sharks glide in open waters. On the northern coast, white sand islands shimmer under the sun, reachable by boat and breeze. Cebu doesn't fit in a single story. It is many, sacred and playful, ancient and wild. It's an island that invites you to dive deep into water, into culture, into wonder. Bohol, Philippines. Bohol feels like a dream stitched from earth and sky. In its center rise the chocolate hills, over 1,000 mounds, rolling like whispers across the land, turning brown in dry season like cocoa drops from above. The island hums with life. Rivers twist through mangroves, waterfalls veil secret valleys. Tarsiers, tiny, wide-eyed and ancient, cling to branches, watching quietly from the green. Panglao lies just offshore, where coral gardens bloom and sunsets linger long. Churches from centuries past still stand their stones warmed by candlelight and time. Bohol is both gentle and surprising. It invites you to explore, to wonder, to wonder. Every road leads to something, a view, a smile, a silence you didn't know you needed. Coron, Philippines. Coron is made of limestone and legend, a place where the sea folds into silence and the cliffs rise like guardians of forgotten worlds. Beneath the surface, sunken Japanese warships sleep in turquoise gloom, now home to coral, fish and time. Above Kayangan Lake mirrors the sky, its clarity unmatched, its silence deep. You arrive by boat, gliding between cliffs that cut the wind. Hot springs bubble from volcanic rock. Hidden lagoons shimmer behind jagged stone. Coron feels ancient, but it welcomes gently. It teaches you how to slow down, how to float, how to see again, in shadow, in shimmer, in the quiet between waves. This is not just scenery, it's reverence. A place to dive not just into water, but into wonder. Malapascua Island, Philippines. Malapascua is small, but it holds the deep. Just off Cebu's northern tip, this tranquil island floats in turquoise shallows, simple sunlit, and known for the rare and remarkable. Beneath the waves, thresher sharks rise from the depths at dawn, their scythe-like tails cutting through quiet water. Divers come from around the world for a single silent moment with them. On land, life is slow. Paths wind past coconut trees and sandy homes. Children laugh along the shore. Boats sway in rhythm with the tide. There are no big resorts, no rush, just reef sky and the hush of sea breeze. Here the extraordinary swims in stillness. Apo Island, Philippines. Apo Island glows like a gem in the Bohol Sea, small, volcanic, and surrounded by one of the oldest marine sanctuaries in the Philippines. The sea here is alive. Sea turtles glide through coral gardens, clownfish dart among anemones, and the reef pulses with color. The protection is not just policy, it's a way of life. Locals live close to the ocean, tending to it like kin. Fishing is careful, sustainable. Every dive here feels sacred, not a sport, but a meeting. The island itself is quiet. A few paths, a few homes a hill to climb for sunset. Time softens. Apo reminds you how vibrant the world can be when left to thrive. It's not a place for noise, it's a place for reverence. Siquijor Island, Philippines. Siquijor stirs with mystery, an island wrapped in folklore and fireflies, where stories float like mist through the trees. Locals speak of healers of potions made from roots and rain of full moons that whisper to the waves. And yet Siquijor is also gentle waterfalls tumble through emerald groves, beaches stretch quiet and white, and the sea glows in moonlight. Ancient balete trees spread their roots like spells across water. Old churches stand watch beneath the tropical sun. There's magic here, not the dramatic kind, but something deeper. You feel it in the air, in the hush of dusk, in the way strangers greet you like kin. Siquijor doesn't explain itself, it doesn't need to. It lets you believe, and somehow you do. Caramoan Islands, Philippines. The Caramoan Islands are the Philippines' rugged, secret, raw, remote, and framed by limestone cliffs and jungle silence. Scattered off the coast of Camarines Sur, they remain mostly untouched. White coves peek between green cliffs. Sea caves echo with waves. There are no big crowds here, just the soft shuffle of sand beneath bare feet. Island hop by outrigger, from Matucad's mysterious lagoon to Lajos's vanishing sandbar. Watch the ocean change with every shore from calm glass to rolling blue. Karamoan feels like the edge of the world, but also like the center of something ancient, a kind of peace born from distance. It's not easy to reach, and that's part of the gift. Some beauty you have to earn. Gigante Islands, Philippines. The Gigantes Islands rise like scattered emeralds in the Visayan Sea, remote, rugged, and quietly majestic. Limestone cliffs tower above crystal waters. Hidden lagoons glow in silence. Here nature speaks in shapes and shadows, the jagged teeth of Kabugao Gamay, the perfect symmetry of Bantigu sandbar, the soft hush of sea caves forgotten by time. Locals live simply fishing, smiling, weaving life from sea and sun. There are no big resorts, only the rhythm of the tides and the scent of drying scallops. Gigantes is wild but not fierce. It offers solitude, not silence, beauty but without performance. To come here is to step outside the map, to find space, stillness, and stories in every shore. It is remoteness made radiant. Kalangaman Island, Philippines. Kalangaman is a whisper of white in the blue, a sandbar so slender it seems to float, anchored only by coconut palms and the pull of the tide. Located off the coast of Leyte, the island is untouched and unhurried. No hotels, no roads, just sky above sea around and sand that stretches like a brushstroke on the ocean. Waves murmur on both sides. Sunrise and sunset are equally close, and at night the stars feel almost reachable. Visitors come for the day to walk the long tongue of sand and feel lost in the best way. Kalangaman doesn't try to impress. It simply exists perfectly still, perfectly placed. A moment of purity in a world too fast. Bantayan Island, Philippines. Bantayan is where mornings begin slowly and evenings end in soft song. Off the northwest coast of Cebu, it lies gentle and wide with beaches that stretch long and low into the sea. Fishermen mend nets in the breeze. Children race along sandy alleys. Church bells echo from centuries-old stone. Life here moves without rush in bikes and smiles in the warmth of meals shared beneath nipa roofs. The sea is always close and so is calm. Santa Fe's shores shimmer while Ogtong Cave hides a cool blue stillness underground. Balikasag Island, Philippines. Tiny and round Balikasag is a living reef wrapped in blue. Just off Panglao in Bohol, it's a sanctuary for sea turtles, for coral gardens, for quiet seekers of the underwater world. The island itself is barely a dot, a village, a lighthouse, some palms, but its soul lies below. Dive into the deep, and you enter a cathedral of color schools, of jackfish swirling hard corals blooming like sculpture. water is so clear it humbles. The marine life so abundant it feels enchanted. Balikasak doesn't shout, it invites. With every fin stroke, with every breath you feel closer to the sea and to stillness. A circle of wonder in a restless sea. Koh Samui, Thailand. Koh Samui is elegance wrapped in coconut palms. Once a quiet haven for fishermen, it now blends barefoot luxury with traditional charm. Chaweng and Lamai pulse with life chic resorts, beach bars, boutiques. But step away and you'll find waterfalls tucked into jungle spirit houses under banyan trees, monks walking barefoot at dawn. Big Buddha sits golden and serene above Beaufort Bay. Fisherman's Village with its wooden houses and twilight markets feels like a time capsule with a modern twist. Whether you're sipping fresh coconut on a quiet beach, practicing yoga at sunrise, or dancing barefoot under lanterns, Koh Samui welcomes all versions of you. It's where indulgence and intention meet, and the sea always knows your name. Koh Lipe, Thailand. Koh Lipe is Thailand's secret that the sea never hides. South of the Andaman coast, near the Malaysian border, it's often called the Maldives of Thailand, a small heart-shaped island wrapped in impossibly clear waters. Three main beaches, Sunrise, Sunset, and Pattaya, each hum their own tune. Sunrise greets early risers with golden calm. Sunset sings a lullaby in amber. Pattaya brings the crowd's music and barefoot energy. Coral reefs lie just meters offshore. You can snorkel in a bath of color before your coffee. The streets are sandy, the air smells of grilled seafood, and the mood is always stay one more night. Koh Lipe is tiny, but it expands your sense of wonder. Here less truly feels like more. Koh Tao, Thailand. Koh Tao is where the sea teaches you to breathe. Named the Turtle Island, it's a diving mecca, but it's more than tanks and fins. The vibe is quiet, almost reverent. Chalok Ban Khao cradles the south in stillness. Sairi Beach offers sunsets and laughter over cold beer. But most come here to go deeper into the sea and themselves. Coral gardens bloom at Shark Bay. Whale sharks glide near Champfon Pinnacle. Dive shops line the coast like sanctuaries for dreamers. Even if you never descend below, the island holds you gently. With hills wrapped in forest and beaches that sigh, Koh Tao reminds you that small doesn't mean simple. It's not just an island, it's an exhale. Similan Islands, Thailand. The Similan Islands feel untouched, a necklace of 9 islands adrift in the Andaman Sea, known for waters so clear they seem lit from within. Granite boulders rise from turquoise bays, like sculptures carved by wind and time. Beneath the surface, it's another world. Manta rays glide above coral cathedrals, and sea turtles drift through sunlight like myths. Boats anchor in still coves where the only sounds are wind in the trees and waves licking rock. On land, forests hush with ancient quiet. The Similans aren't for crowds, they're for those who seek wonder in silence. Divers come for what lies below. Others stay for the sky stars unroll across night like sequins on black silk. This isn't a resort island, it's a dream briefly lived. Koh Chang, Thailand. Koh Chang is Thailand's second largest island, but it feels like a secret. Jungle mountains rise like waves of green, dipping into quiet bays and rustic beaches. Elephants once roamed here and still do in spirit and memory. The name means Elephant Island, and its vast interior holds waterfalls, trails, and echoes of wildness. White Sand Beach draws families and fire dancers. Lonely Beach hums with backpackers and sunset guitars. In between fishing villages perch on stilts untouched by time. Koh Chang doesn't rush, it rolls. It invites you in slowly with sea breezes, mountain mists, and the feeling of being far from everything yet close to something real. It's not just a destination, it's a pause beautifully drawn out. Koh Kood, Thailand. Koh Kood is poetry whispered to the sea. Far from the bustle, closer to dreams, it's an island that feels like a secret gently told. Waterfalls lace through rainforest. Fishing boats sway beside wooden piers. Beaches stretch endlessly soft and silent, as if waiting just for you. There are no malls here, no crowds, only the hush of wind through coconut palms, the laughter of children in a village lane, the salt on your skin after an ocean swim. Ao Prao and Klong Chau invite with golden sands. Clear rivers thread through mangroves to meet the sea. Time slips quietly between hammock naps and candlelit dinners. Koh Kood doesn't need to impress. It just is raw, slow, and rare. A place to remember how to listen. And now, as our island journey draws to a close, we leave behind footprints in soft sand, salt on our skin, and sunlight stitched into memory. The waves still murmur stories to the shore. The palms still sway unrushed, unbothered. We have stood where mountains meet the sea, where time slows to the pace of tides, where stars scatter like lanterns over quiet villages and drifting boats. But the islands do not truly let you go. They stay with you in the hush of wind, through leaves in the scent of rain on warm stone, in the knowing that somewhere beauty is still that simple. So carry their calm with you. Let them echo in your breath, your stillness, your wonder, for the sea always remembers those who listen, and the islands are never far.